I'd like to talk to you a little bit about practicing. I think a lot of young drummers maybe don't really have a system, or maybe don't know how to approach their practice time. But I think it's important that you have a set time and a place to practice, and depending on what kind of person you are, you might want to practice in the morning, you might want to practice in the afternoon, or maybe you're an evening person, so you'll do it then. But just as long as you get some time in, I don't think the amount of time that you spend is really that critical, because an hour of intense practice is better than just 2 hours of maybe some light practicing and then getting lost through your practice session, maybe not having a set schedule. So the time is important, but as long as the time is used well, I think that's the most important thing to realize. So it all depends on the individual. I'd also like to talk about structuring your practice, because what I do is my practice is very structured. Over the years, I've just kind of developed my own little system. The first thing I usually do is I'll go in and I'll warm up. I don't play any of these exercises that you'll see later on in the video really fast. I'll usually warm up my hands and my feet at the same time, working between the two of them, and start to break a sweat, and then I'll start to get into more of the complicated exercises. You should never play without warming up, especially a live show, because that's when you can run into problems in your hands and your arms. There's a lot of little tendons in there and little muscles that can get hurt or strained. So warming up is very important. I also like to take time early on in my rehearsal schedule to work on new ideas, because that's when I'm fresh. After I'm warmed up, I'm fresh. I'll start, going through a book or some exercises, something new that I want to tackle, and work on that for a while, spend some time. Then what I'll do is I'll run through a basic routine that I use to get me through all my speed and endurance exercises. So I'll get that out of the way. That's usually like an hour of a bunch of different exercises that I use just to maintain myself, to keep my chops up. And then later, after I get all that out of the way, I will usually work on new ideas. Perhaps I'm working on a project, some kind of a record. Maybe there's a couple of fills within a particular piece of music that's giving me a hard time. I'll just start working on those things, and usually my practice schedule, or my practice time, runs anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a day. And not everybody has that amount of time to spend practicing, so you have to make the most advantageous use of your practice time, of your time throughout the course of the day, and practice as much as you can. If you have the time, go longer. I have the luxury to do that, and that's what's gotten me to this level. Practice is very important, and how you practice is very important. So try and incorporate some of these ideas on your next practice session. At the top of this section, you probably noticed I'm using some strange-looking sticks. They're made by a company based out of California called Power Wrist Builders. These particular sticks are the heaviest model that they make in aluminum. They come in different gauges, and they also come in brass. I use these sticks with a lot of my basic hand warm-up exercises before a show, and you have to use them on a pad, otherwise you're going to do some damage to your drums, because they are pretty heavy. So I use them to eliminate a lot of muscle fatigue, and they seem to work quite well. And then when you pick up your regular sticks, the regular wood sticks seem a lot lighter, so it eliminates a lot of problems. I've never had any tendon problems in my hands or in my forearms or anything of that nature, so it seemed to work pretty well. Another really good thing before warming up, before doing a lot of the hand stuff, is an old rudimental trick known as the forearm stretch. I'm going to demonstrate that to you real quickly now. It's a little complicated, but kind of bear with me. Hold the sticks like that, put one tip near this butt end and the other tip near there, so they kind of move on each other. And hold your forearms parallel to each other with your palms up, and take your left hand and slowly move it underneath your right elbow, and continue on through. Okay, can you see that? Now go slow here at this point, because if you have never done this exercise, chances are those muscles are pretty tight. There's a lot of muscles and tendons in there holding all your joints together. You don't want to have a blowout. Okay, the reverse of this exercise, take your right hand, go underneath your left elbow, go slowly again, especially if you've never done this before, and hold it a little bit, and then come back out. Now, if you get to a certain point in the exercise where you feel that's as far as you can go, then stop. Or maybe go to that point and hold it a little bit and then stop, because you don't want to bounce on that because you might tear something, and you don't want to force your body to do something it doesn't want to do. Gradually work into this thing. But as you become more relaxed and warmed up, you'll find you can do it quite quickly. Don't do it this quickly when you first start. Do it slowly, but after you warm up, you can find you can do it very quickly like that. And it's very useful. It really keeps you loose. So give that a try before you warm up again.